like a suggestion what to call it. Every time I make these videos, I'm trying to just come up with it on the fly. But we're gonna have a look at the South African skipper here, Faf Du Plessis, and a very, very good likeness. This is one of the best ones I've seen. This is from the user Raj. He's one of the top blokes who make these likenesses. It's incredible stuff. Like, some of the guys are just, they're so talented. It seems like such a waste that, you know, they're just making this hard work for a game that they like. I mean, it's not like it's wasted. You know, they enjoy it and people who play the game enjoy it, but it's like, damn, you'd think they could like get a job actually designing stuff for games and getting paid for it. But you know, that's besides the point. We're not going to talk too much about it. But that shot before, I actually timed it. I actually don't know if the scoop I did, if that went straight up in the air or it actually went like back a fair way. The camera unfortunately doesn't track those ones that go behind the stumps, which is slightly annoying, but I felt like I got that one pretty good, even though the timing wasn't perfect. But yeah, so I'm making this video. It's during the third test between South Africa and Australia, and I had intentions on doing like going after each test match or during the test matches, you know, giving my opinions on what's going on and just a bit of a rundown, talking about different players. But I was planning on doing it, but I'm pretty sure just at the time I was just sort of busy and didn't get around to doing it and just sort of went by the wayside. I'm not going to talk too much about the games so far, but we'll talk a little bit, and pretty much what you got to say is just pretty disappointing by Australia, really. You know, I mean, it's a weird one. Like, the first test match could have gone so much differently. Just to get South Africa out pretty cheaply, and then to be none for 150, whatever it was. Just those collapses, dude. But like I said, I'm not going to go through those games, but something I guess I will mention is the debutants. So the debutants, obviously, for this game, it sort of got me excited again. I still love cricket, and I still watched, you know, as much as I could of the games, but I wasn't invested as much as I usually am with the team. I don't know, just the team wasn't really exciting me too much. I liked our bowlers, but our batters are a lot to be left desired. But with the introduction of these three debutants, it's got me really excited for the team again. Although, you know, they didn't do that amazing, but it's got me excited. So the first one, Matty Renshaw, young Queenslander, of course, got to get around him, got to love it. But yeah, 20 years old. He had to get picked, really. Like, he was one of the guys they were looking at, and he went and got like a big score in the Shield, and he looks solid. I mean, unfortunately, I'm like I said, this is during the third test match, only after the Australians' first innings. So he hasn't batted his second time. He might go really good. He might go terribly. I'm not too sure. But obviously, he only made 10 runs in the first innings. But you know, he got through that really tough period, and he looked solid. Like, watching him bat, it looked very promising. Like, he is a big dude. Like, I didn't realize like how big he was, but he's a big guy. 20 years old. He looks solid. Whether or not he really goes forward, but they have to give him, you know, they have to stick with him for a fair while. I would imagine it'd be a little ridiculous if let's say he fails in the second innings, if they drop him. Can you imagine that shit if they dropped him? But yeah, he looks solid. I'm pretty hopeful about that. I was happy that he got picked. I think he deserved it, even though, you know, very new to the scene. The next one, Peter Hanscom. He obviously he went pretty good. The one thing is, I did notice, like, a lot of people were talking about it, but I noticed during the game without anyone saying it, and I'm sure most people did, is the movements, man. Like, he looked like, the one thing you gotta say is he is very good batter against spin. He looks, you know, he reminds me of, you know, Michael Clark or Steve Smith. Just uses his feet and can attack the spinners. Very good batter of spin, which is nice, because generally the Australian team, they have one or two good batters, but a lot of their batters just favour the pace. It seems like Hanscom, his weakness is the pace. I'm not exactly sure. Like, I haven't seen much of him in like Shield cricket, but he's got that, like, he doesn't really come forward. Like, he's got that like back and across movement, and you know, the ball that got him out, even if he came forward to that, you know, potentially it probably would have still bowled him. It like came back a lot, but those sorts of deliveries, as that ball just ricocheted off the stump, dude. But those sort of deliveries, like, if you're playing back and, you know, just shuffling across like that, if the ball moves at all, you're in a lot of trouble. That's where, you know, his technique will get worked over. He made a good 50, like it was a good solid 50. I was very impressed, but you know, if he continues with that sort of like movement, teams will sort him out, and he'll have to adjust. But yeah, he had to get picked as well. I was very happy for that. But then the last one, Nick Maddinson, I'm still undecided on. Like, I don't think Nick Maddinson really deserved to be picked, but I'm glad he's there, because he's someone that could potentially turn a game. I mean, again, he came out at a terrible time, dude. He gets a duck. He came out, the new ball, it was night time. The ball was doing a lot. He got a pretty decent delivery, and it's a tough time to come in, man. It's pretty rough, but you know, all these three guys, they have to stick with them for a fair while, and I'm excited to see just how they go with some matches under their belt, and you know, playing in good conditions, playing in bad conditions. We'll see what holds for Australia. I'm excited. I'm actually excited for the future. But yeah, that's gonna wrap this video up.